Hi, I'm Gary,
And I'm Lisa,
GaryandLisa.com.
your real estate edge.
Okay, hey, there's a lot of things going on about the coronavirus and how it's affecting our business. Well, things have changed, but things are still good. What's changed, Lisa?
Well, I think that we're not out and about and showing property and things right now, so that slows down the viewing of homes in real life. But it's still possible to do online. The photos these days are usually excellent to show what the properties look like on the inside.
Yeah, I think so. We can do real-time FaceTime. You can drive by the property, you can look at the photos, you can look at the tours. We can go in and film the house per the seller's permission. Some houses are vacant. We still probably need their permission to go in and film. We do that, you can look at everything online, and then you can make an offer subject to inspection or subject to you seeing the property. There's a lot of different ways to do it. But business is still happening. I mean,
Yep. In the last week, there's been 139 new properties come on the market, and 50 properties get accepted offers. So the market is still moving, and things are still happening. And of course, properties are still closing escrow. Things that went into escrow, 30, 45 days ago are all currently closing. We have two scheduled to close here in the next few days, and they're right on schedule.
yeah, I mean, there are some things happening. I mean, as always, but our market's never static. It's always changing. It's a constant barrage. I would think probably interest rates are terrific.
Yep.
Let's see, if you get a 3.5% or 3% 30-year mortgage, I mean, what are you really paying? Because you do get a certain amount of tax breaks, right? You want to check with your CPA on what exactly you can write off. However, I mean, if you take, let's say, a 3% mortgage and you're getting some tax breaks, you're paying in the twos for your house. So that's pretty cheap money. I don't think we've ever seen it this cheap. I don't think it's ever been this cheap before. So there's no better time to buy. We're looking at spring, and there's probably going to be, I would say, less properties come on the market ready to go, but there's still going to be people that need to sell.
Yeah, there's always opportunities in the market, and now there's opportunities in the stock market, and there will always be opportunities in the real estate market. There always are, because a market is a market. There's up and down and fluctuation, and there's always opportunities. There just always is.
Yeah, I mean, the stock market whipsaws, a couple thousand points here, a couple thousand points there, up and down all over. Same thing in the real estate market. I think it's a lot slower market than the stock market. It's not a day by day. So I think 6 months from now, we're going to be looking at higher prices just based on the fact that it takes time for an appraiser to go out and appraise a property, bring it in at the contract value, whatever the buyer offered. And then once you start getting closed comps at higher prices, then the whole market lifts up. But it does take a while. I mean, it's not like a stock where, hey, one day it's $40 and the next day it's 45. Real estate's one day it's $40, the next day it's $40. Next day after that, or month after that, might be $41. But it moves a lot slower, just based on there's a lot more moving parts.
Well, and the experts are saying, I've been listening to all the expert talking heads, and the real estate prices nationally in the last 6 years have gone up about 5% every year. 4.75 to 6.25, but about 5% every year for the past 6 years. So in that case, you're about 30% up in your home equity if you bought your home 6 years ago. And we would expect that trend to continue because the new construction starts are never, especially in California, enough to keep up with the demand.
That's right, and a lot of competition, especially in the investment side of things, has gone. They've evaporated. When things are going good, a bunch of people rush in. When things change, and that's all they've done right now. They've just changed. I'm not saying things are going bad. The coronavirus has changed things, but is that going to be permanent? No, it's not. I mean, the virus hopefully tomorrow they'll get a vaccine and basically a cure, and this will no longer be a concern, and then everything comes back. Even if it doesn't, it will be back sooner or later.
Well, and what Price Waterhouse, they did a study that put the results out today that said if the coronavirus ends, shortly, it'll only take 30 to 60 days for everything to get back fully on track going full steam ahead, because everyone's going to be out ready to spend money at the restaurants, spend money in the stores, be out and about. And so it should get back online fairly quickly once they pull the trigger.
Yeah, it's spring. I mean, right now it's like a balloon that you're holding under the water. When you take your hand off the balloon, it comes rushing back.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen to demand. People are going to want more. They're going to want to get in that house before school starts again. It looks like a lot of schools are done for this school year.
Right.
And that's what always threw me off. Well, we're not coming back this year, but they don't mean this year. They mean
this school year.
This school year, which basically ends the end of May, first part of June. That's when schools usually ends. I just kind of feel a little bit bad for the seniors that are graduating. They may not have a senior walk down the aisle, get their diploma. Right. So there's a lot of things that are going to be changing there. And it'll be something they remember forever. I mean,
of course. Yeah, and Goldman Sachs came out today and said that the second quarter GDP numbers may be down, but they're projecting third quarter and fourth quarter up 12% and 10%. So
wow, that's 22%.
And that's today. That's today's numbers that they just released, and these are people that look at these numbers and crunch them all the time and taking into account all the current market situation. So, I don't think that it's necessarily anything like Chicken Little at all. I think this too shall pass, and that people are now in their homes and they're quarantined in their homes and probably looking around deciding if that's the home they want to be in. Do they want a bigger home, smaller home, different place, closer to family? Because some people may be quarantined far from elderly family that they aren't close enough to even help. So I think there's going to be a lot of movement in the market when this is done, because it's giving everyone just kind of a chance to slow down and really evaluate what their plan is, what their lifestyle plan is, what their family plan is, and what they really want to do with their life and with their family and with their properties.
Yeah, Lisa's right. I mean, you're quarantined right now. You're supposed to be under stay at home. And people are looking around their home. They're going, oh my gosh, if this happens again, is this where I want to be next time? And a lot of people are saying, no, this isn't where I want to be next time. We were just here, for a couple of years, 4 or 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. It goes by like that.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden they're looking around and saying, oh my gosh, if this happens again, I want a big garage with a big shop, or I want an outbuilding or a shed, or I want something different than what they have. Yes.
Right.
So everybody's evaluating where they're living, which is not a bad thing.
Right.
Because if this were to happen again, people are going to react totally different than they're acting right now. I don't think we'll have a big run on toilet paper next time.
Yeah, I think one of the things we found out is that we're ill prepared for this kind of a thing generally. I mean, if we had a big earthquake or big natural disasters and things, people are not necessarily prepared and ready to stay in their homes for days on end. So I think that will change. I think that people generally will be better prepared and their pantry stocked and ready to be able to take care of themselves for, hopefully 2 weeks minimum.
Yeah, yes, I think the coronavirus has turned us all into preppers.
Yeah, well, Lisa taught us all how to wash our hands, right? 20 seconds, both sides, thumbs,
fingers,
we've all turned into surgeons, ready to scrub.
Oh, yes, we're ready to go. Not that we're surgeons, I'm not sure. I've seen surgeons scrub on TV, and they're very thorough.
Yes.
But the competitive advantage to being in the market right now versus the people that have left, I'm talking about investment properties right now, definitely behooves the people that are investors, the people that hang in there and that are looking for deals. And we're talking about, let's say the market's 700,000 and you could buy a deal for 600,000. You've got $100,000 equity built in going into the deal. That's what investors are looking for, and those are always fixers. I mean, you just don't get a property that's ready to go out the door and then investors run in there and buy it. That could happen. Okay, don't get me wrong. There's always perfect scenarios, and we always talk about the perfect scenario.
We write on those perfect scenarios.
Yes, we do, along with a lot of other people. So those are always very competitive. And ultimately, if a property's priced under market's ready to go, the bids bring it up to true market value.
Yeah.
Very difficult to underprice a property that's on the full market.
Right.
Probably could happen easier right now than it could have 3 to 4 weeks ago. 3 to 4 weeks from now, when we're still in spring, things are still going strong.
Well, and so many sellers are getting their homes ready to prep, and now they're home. So people are like, I don't have time to get organized, and I don't have time to do the fix-it things. Well, everyone has time now to clean out your closets and clean out your garage and get ready to put your home on the market, because you're sitting around looking at all your honeydews, but now you even have the time to fix them.
Right. And there's going to be some distressed properties come on the market during this. And I'm talking distressed single-family houses and distressed multifamily houses. Because we're not sure how this is all going to work out with the tenants and the landlords and the banks. And,
Right.
you know, I mean, companies are laying off people, firing people. Some companies are keeping everybody on. And,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, and if you are thinking about getting your home ready to put on the market, we're happy to FaceTime. Give us a call. We'll walk through with you virtually. I think one thing that everyone has learned how to use is FaceTime and Zoom this week. I mean, we've had our office meeting on Zoom this morning, and you know, everyone's getting used to meeting virtually. And I think that we can too. So if you want to do a walkthrough, if you want to talk about your property or things you want to fix, happy to. Give us a call and let's do a virtual walkthrough.
That's right. I've used FaceTime more probably in the last week than I have since I've had FaceTime on my phone for the last 10 years. So yes, every time I get a call now, it's a FaceTime call.
I think everybody wants to see you in person. Everybody wants to talk face to face.
Yes.
And with today's technology, it's absolutely doable. Our son is in live Zoom. His school is teaching on live Zoom. So he's also, they figured out how to do that in just a couple days. They had to redo their whole curriculum, and the teachers had to be trained, and it's working out. So far, so good. So I know it's a big learning curve for everyone.
Oh yeah, that is. And I think it's going to continue to be. I don't think like one day this is going to stop, then everything's going to be back to normal. It's kind of like everything changes all the time. So normal is,
I think it's going to be a stair step. That there was our previous normal. It's going to be a stair step to a new normal that you're not quite sure what that's going to look like yet. But, you know, everything's always growing and changing and ultimately getting better as everyone grows. It's forced some growth on a lot of people.
yes, it is. Technology growth.
Technology for sure.
Yes, technology. I think, you know, we're all looking forward to maybe catching some sports, whether in person or on TV. We're catching, like, being able to go to our office without people frowning, being able to sneeze without sending 20 people for the exits.
Yeah, it is hay fever season too.
I know, it's spring, you know, the
I
plants
think
are coming back.
that people that don't go to events like concerts and sporting events and things, I think people that normally wouldn't go or would watch them on TV, I think they're going to be bustling to get out and get in the crowd once they let people loose. Again, we saw that Garth Brooks concert on TV last night, Garth Brooks and Trisha Yearwood, and there were 3.5 million people watching live on Facebook Live.
Yeah, wasn't on TV, it was on Facebook Live.
Facebook Live.
Yes.
And they crashed Facebook Live last night. I mean, that has never happened before. It was kind of incredible. It was an amazing show too, even though it was a little choppy.
yes, it was. No, they were doing some great music.
It was just incredible. So I just think that there's so many good things that are coming out of this, along with the challenging things. I think everyone is learning something new.
Yeah, don't touch your face.
Oh yeah, we've all learned that.
Yes.
Yeah, don't touch anything.
That's just touching your hair, okay, you know, I think that's all right.
I think we all know how much we touch our faces now, that we're so cognizant of it. It's so funny, like in California, you know, they took away our one-use plastic bags, so we all had to start bringing our grocery bags, and now they're like, nope, can't bring your grocery bags now. So full circle back to the one-use bag. I mean, I don't know, we'll see how that works, but I just think it's funny that that's one of the things that, you know, they implemented the bring your own grocery bags, and then boom, don't bring your grocery bags.
Yes, could have the virus on it, and it could have.
It could.
Yes, there's it lives for a long time, and it's out there. Not saying it's out there. We want everybody to be safe and be clean. It is a little more difficult. I mean, a lot of people have like, oh man, if I could just catch up for a few days at home, it would all be different. However, this is different. This isn't like catching up at home.
Well, we've got some things done. We've been doing some new things too. We went out today. We had to go out and run a couple of errands, and we ended up going and looking at some of the new construction as we were driving around. And it's just amazing to see the new inventory, of course, in our eyes, the new potential inventory that's coming on the market in some of these new homes. And they are just beautiful. Really, whatever style that people chose, the ones that are getting done, where you can see the finished product, they're just beautiful. And it was a gorgeous day here today. Absolutely stunning, crisp spring, beautiful day here at the beach in Ventura.
Yes, no, we were complying, but we had just to do a couple things, so it just seemed like we ended up in the new construction part inadvertently.
Yeah. We didn't go near any people.
No.
Except each other.
Yes, we were social distancing.
We were distancing.
Yes.
So no, we didn't see any people, but we did drive by some houses, and it was really, really cool. So that part was exciting.
Yeah, and the markets are going to move up very quickly because of the fires we've had in our area, in our county, and all the new construction. Oh my gosh, everywhere you look, basically in the whole county is under construction.
Well, yeah, as we've had some, catastrophes, but what comes out of that is new growth. New things are being built and rising from the ashes.
That's right, and they look different. I mean, of course, there wasn't any wood roofs before, but now there are a lot more tile and a lot more glass tile and a lot more concrete tile.
Well, and the metal roofs, there were almost none before, and now there's quite a few, and they're cool. It's just new and different. It's very cool. But I think that our outlook on the market, especially here where we live in beautiful coastal Southern California, is really positive for the long term, because this too shall pass, and people will get back into their grooves and back into their jobs. I know that especially people in the restaurant business and hotels, that this is a very challenging time, but it will come back because everybody loves to eat.
Oh yeah, no, and like a lot of restaurants we frequent, they also cater a lot, and their catering business is zero.
Well, and we're giving big 100% tips, and when we're going out, we're trying to frequent the smaller restaurants when we're getting things to go, and really trying to do our part with the restaurants that we're choosing, and really eating out to help them.
Oh yeah, well, yes, that makes a deal, and we've been eating home a lot too.
Yeah, cooking too.
Yeah, Lisa's been doing a lot of cooking shows.
Been doing a lot of cooking shows. It's been fun. Again, growing.
Yes, growing. So filming and growing and cooking, and it's all going to change. I think I have a real problem with the term normal, because there is no normal anymore. Normal is tomorrow. That's going to be our normal day, and the day after that. And when it's not the coronavirus and it's not a wildfire, it's going to be something else. It's always roadblocks.
Yeah, there's always something. There's always, the good and the bad and the balance. And, we need to take this time and really enjoy the extra time that we're getting to be with our family and with each other, and not be running out the door to this or that or commuting or whatever it is. It has given a little bit of a breather. Again, like I have been cooking more at home. I've had more time, so it's been really fun, and we're really trying to be conscious of enjoying the extra time and being together. I mean, we've played Uno and played games and at night, and it's really just changing your mindset, because the only two things you really have control of are your mindset and your effort. So how are you going to use those two things? And so we're really going to choose and make the best of it and enjoy every day as well as you can, and do what you can. We do all our work that we can do, talking to clients and doing what we can from our phones, and then we'll see, hopefully it ends sooner rather than later.
That's right. Well, there's no two people that are in more of a hurry than Lisa and I. And it seems like we haven't been in a hurry for a couple, 3 days, even though there's still plenty to do. It seems like we have more strategic thinking on what we're going to do next. And we don't know what's around the next corner. So you kind of have to enjoy what's in front of you. So we're enjoying this.
Yep. So if you're thinking about real estate, you just want to talk, you want to try out your FaceTime, you figured out how to use it, give us a FaceTime and let's talk. We'd love to catch up. And especially now when everyone has a little extra time, we're going to look back and think, boy, really enjoyed those days that weren't so rushed and crazy and commuting and driving and things. So let's just appreciate where we are. We appreciate you, all our clients and all our friends, and we just look forward to a great second half of 2020. One of the good things that's come out of this is the funny memes on Facebook. They are funny. That people have thought up. They're very clever.
So we're excited. It's spring. This is the time of year where everybody blossoms.
Yep. Visit us at GaryandLisa.com.
Your real estate edge.